Come here. How was your weekend? Is it good? Was it good? Hey, thanks for waiting. You could go get a guitar, bud.
Hi, I'm Kathy Scutta. I'm the lead for the Competent Learner Model Project in Pennsylvania. Today's program is all about becoming an instructional engineer.
You can play with that guitar for 1 minute, and then we're going to get some work done, okay? Teaching naive learners takes a lot of planning, teaching them across different materials in different locations, across different staff. These are all things that are going to help them in the community as an adult. Can I get your elbows?
An instructional engineer looks at all aspects, the environment, the materials, the grouping, all of it as a whole package that impacts learner progress.
Hey, that's your timer. My turn. Thanks, buddy.
Arranging and rearranging, adjusting and readjusting. The what we teach, the where we teach it, and the how we teach it. In the moment, real time with their learners.
6. Excellent! Go get that book.
How you organize your day, how you transition your learners and your staff, how you make every moment count from the time the kids get off the bus to the time you put them back on the bus.
Spelling is all done. It's time for social studies groups. Ethan, go to blue. Nick, listen, go to the table.
Instructional engineers recognize the importance of the schedule for both student and staff.
Schedule.
The classroom day is organized for staff around who they're working with, what are their instructional targets, as well as when and who they're taking data with, and when and how that data is going to be analyzed and used to reformulate instruction.
And at Language Arts, you can go to JoJo's. All right?
The schedule must be posted, easily readable, and effectively communicated to every team member across the day. The schedule is a communication tool for that teacher to the rest of their staff and to the students as they follow their own schedule.
Hey, you get to go to gym class. Line up on green feet.
Part of becoming a competent learner is to be able to transition between tasks easily and fluently. As a teacher, you understand that transition times can be a loss of time, and so it is critical that we organize our transition routines, that we teach them, and that we practice them to fluency so that checking the schedule and moving to the next task does not eat away your precious instructional time.
Gemma's going to work with you now. Just say, yay, Gemma!
Yay, Gemma!
Hey, Ethan.
Hi, Gemma.
How are you?
It is not uncommon to find many different types of student schedules in one classroom. For some students need a visual schedule individualized to their needs. Other learners may just need the flickering of the lights or the ringing of a bell. The whole point of it is that you quickly transition from one thing to the next so that you maximize your instructional time. There is no one right way to do that. All of it is based on an individual assessment of each learner's needs.
Schedule.
Peter, pull it.
Like this.
What letter? Good.
Instructional engineers are masterful at matching instructional materials to their learners' targets and having those materials prepared and ready to go.
What we're learning more about Gavin is that he needs a lot of visual support through writing.
Specifically with our learners, if we're not ready, they're not sticking around and waiting for us. We have to make sure that before we transition our learners to the location, that we have our materials ready. Everything that you need to actually teach and motivate participation.
Yeah, there you go. Here's your Play-Doh.
We're ready for our song. You ready to clap?
Days of the week.
It's really great to have a curriculum laid out that I can just take things from, and I really like being able to use music to help them achieve different goals or objectives and things they're working on, and it's consistent across the environment. Materials should be in easy reach of both the learners and the instructors. Teachers will keep these materials organized in bins such as this that are identified for each student. We can also include in these bins materials that the teachers need, such as token boards, reinforcing items, as well as learning targets or curriculum materials.
With naive learners, we work a lot on using preferred materials. This is my second year teaching Bryce, so I know that he really enjoys sensory items like glue. He also enjoys arts and crafts, so then in my mind as a teacher, I'm thinking, what can I use material-wise that has those same features of sticky, tacky substances?
You're awesome. Good job.
What number? 5. Good. Hands are folded. Gavin, eyes are watching. What number? Good boy.
If a learner is using the same type of materials across instructional targets or for the same instructional target for a long period of time, then they're going to be bored and you're going to get disruptive, undesirable, or escape-related behavior.
Would you like to borrow some jungle toys?
Sure.
We have to find ways that our team members can communicate and share materials, getting our students closer and closer to their terminal goal or their IEP objective.
Managing materials is a moment-by-moment process, constantly adjusting and readjusting to make your learners successful in the moment.
3 minutes, guys.
Engineering learning environments includes the actual physical space. We need to support the level, the size, the age of the learners.
Because the instruction is differentiated for our learners, we need more than one teaching context located within one classroom. In Julie's classroom, we can see that there are a variety of instructional contexts available to us at any given location. For example, at this table, Julie will run curriculum, she will have snack, large group instruction, theme.
Welcome to math.
Over here we have a small table. There could be one-on-one instruction, there could be 2 learners here for a peer-directed condition, as well as this area as our non-directed space. We have a variety of games and preferred materials for the students within this classroom.
Just like no time is wasted in the day, no space is wasted in the classroom. We need to make sure that distractions are minimized. We need our teaching tools to support our work, but nothing else.
All classrooms transition multiple times throughout the day. That is why it is extremely important to have open traffic patterns or paths to help make those transitions as smooth as possible.
In this location, we have the students' desks with their material bins directly beside each of the desks, and the traffic patterns allow for the teacher to actually be moving and monitoring all of the learners at once.
The classroom environment should reflect the students' needs and not necessarily the teacher's preference. And because our students' needs are constantly changing, our classroom environment will be changing with them.
Instructional engineers pay careful attention to the environment, how it is set up and how it is managed.
We're going to look at all the words on this front page and we're going to write them on the line below.
Instructional engineers make sure that throughout the daily routine, they engineer opportunities to work in all 4 of the instructional conditions.
This is one of our presidents. His name was George Washington. What was his last name?
Teacher-directed conditions are those circumstances where the teacher is setting the occasion for every single response and reinforcing every single response of their learner.
Cody, nice job writing that down.
Semi-directed conditions are those circumstances where the teacher has already taught the material and the activity or material actually sets the occasion for the response and reinforces the learner.
Good job, Hayden. Good job, huh?
Cam, give this to Gavin. Thank you.
Peer-directed conditions are those conditions that are orchestrated and arranged for peers to work together to either complete a task or work together on something that is fun or assigned.
Take it. Give it to Megan. Oh, good job. Put it on. Good.
Peers set the occasion for the responses and actually are the reinforcement for the response.
Oh, good job. Give it a high five. We're friends, aren't we?
And non-directed conditions are those parts of the day that have been arranged so that the learners can learn to occupy their time with self-chosen activities.
Ham, say ham. Good, take it. Glue your ham on.
Teaching kids to work in groups is a critical lifelong skill. Instructional engineers use a variety of grouping strategies throughout their day. First working one-to-one, then slowly building the size of the group, and then mixing the group based on your individual student targets.
You can have same-leveled students in your groups, or you can have mixed-leveled students in your groups. The reason for having same-level students in your groups is so you can pick similar targets and all your students are working on the same thing. The reasoning for having mixed-level students might be that you have a higher functioning student, you want to have a role model or a model there who is modeling the appropriate behaviors or the appropriate targets.
How many? Good. 5, Cameron. Excellent.
An instructional engineer recognizes when learners are ready to be grouped with other learners, which learners could benefit from each other, and masterminds the whole process.
Who's ready to go home next?
The joy of teaching is when all the elements come together and you have created an environment that makes your learners successful every moment of every day. Every day is a step towards that kind of mastery. Every day is a step towards making our learners competent learners. It's just magical when it happens.
Good. Jesse, good. Jesse, it's time for you to go, hey!
Becoming an instructional engineer is a process. It takes passion, practice, and reflection.
It's time for you to go. Bye, buddy. Circle's all done, big man.
Wave. Oh, nice waving. Good job.
Learning and loving it.
Instructional Engineering.
For more information, please visit the Patent website. Thanks for watching.
Yay!